Hello and welcome along to another episode of The Head Coach with me, Daniel. It's Season 4, Episode 8, and today we play our final 2 games of the League 2 season. It's all gone a bit wrong since you were last with me. We're just 5 points clear of 21st place Blackpool with 2 games remaining, and we're yet to secure our survival, I'm afraid. So it is a little bit tense going into this one, that we do play 22nd place Crewe and 16th place Southend at home. So I'm hoping between the two of them we can at least get a point on the board, and our goal difference is so much better that we should then be safe at that point. So fingers crossed all will be okay, but it's still going to be a little bit of a more tense episode than needed as we try and edge through and survive at the end of the season. But of course we're playing Crewe first. They're in 22nd place, managed by Mark Warburton, the former QPR manager. A really good manager, been at the likes of Rangers and Nottingham Forest in real life too, but he's going to be a certain test for us today. Though Crewe are on course for relegation, they need massive surprises and swings in goal difference. Rotherham not to get a point, Blackpool not to get more than one, them to then go and get 2 victories out of their 2 games. That's the only way Crewe can stay up at this point. So it looks very unlikely, but of course we're not worried about that. It's all about us. Can we stay up today? We've got Boutroyd doubtful and Tyree Wilson. He's been out a while as well. And since you were last with me, we're yet to win a game either. So unfortunately we're looking pretty bad. It's 10 league games without a victory, albeit 7 of those are draws. We've only lost 3 of the last 10, and that looks a very good stat. But unfortunately a lot of those are draws. In the last 4 games we've been really poor at the back. 2 all draw at home to Mansfield, a last minute equaliser. 2 all away against Doncaster as well. In both of those games we conceded in the 90th minute, otherwise that would have been 6 points, job done, out of trouble. Not to be on this occasion though, and a 3-0 defeat followed at Oxford. That was with a 3-all draw against Fleetwood, who again equalised quite late on in the match. So at the moment it's not looking too great for us, and we need at least a point today. So let's just go into the first one and see if we can do it. But before we get into the match, a massive thank you as always to everyone who continues to follow the series. I really do greatly appreciate it. If you are enjoying it, please do put a thumbs up on the video. If you missed any of the stories so far, you can catch up with the playlists in the eye above, and if you're new to the channel, subscribe for daily FM20 content from both of my long-term stories. This one's back in 2 days time. We'll have a big transfer special hopefully at the start of season 5 with Scunthorpe. We could get a sack if we lose both of these though, so I'm not getting my hopes up just yet, but either way it's been a pretty good season for us, and we've made a jump up a league which we didn't expect. Then tomorrow we're back with Dorking Wanderers. We're flying through season 6 in that series, so we're in slightly different points of both saves, but both of them are pretty encouraging at the moment. So let's get into this first game against Crewe today. Of course the plan in the last episode was all lovely. We wanted to play some of the youngsters, give them some first team football. None of that ended up working out. Though Rory Watson, the keeper's got a new deal. The director of football sorted him out for 2 years. Slight reduction in wage for him too. And then a couple of the youngsters have signed them as well. So we've got a few bits to look forward to. But there's still a lot of players out of contract at the end of this year, and it will probably depend largely on the results today. So I'll take you through the 11 quickly. It's Rory Watson in goal. Brown and Lamptey the fullbacks, with Burgess and McGarhy at centre half. Bobby Carroll and Teddy Bishop in central midfield, Stephen Walker over on the left wing, Ryan Colclough on the right, and then Longman up front, not scoring at quite the same rate, still got a couple more since, got 8 in 15 now, but he's starting to struggle a bit in front of goal, and to be honest we're starting to struggle as a team in general. We've got Olamola on the bench in pretty good form, everyone else really struggling, and as we mentioned Boutroyd and Wilson not available for the squad today, and Woodyard's not come back to fitness either. He has got a new deal but he's struggling for match fitness, picks up little knocks every time he comes onto the pitch, so we're just going to leave him in the 23s for this season, and hopefully next year he can get a full pre-season under his belt and become a really good player for us and key to our squad. But let's go and get into this first game today, see if we can get the 3 points, or at least 1 to secure survival. That's all we need, just get the 46, job done and we'll relax. If we draw, of course Crewe can't catch us. They're playing the same formation, so they're trying to match us up, but we're going to raise our game with one of the worst records of form in the league, and a few of the lads are motivated from Cliff Byrne's talk, so let's get into it and see if we can get the points. Well, throw on the right hand side for Crewe, not a good start for us here, only 8 minutes on the clock, no shots in the game, Crewe on the front foot, Wintle's got the ball in the middle. Of course a few of these names are still recognisable for us because they played in our FIFA 19 career remarkably, a few years in the future in FM20, but they're still going for this club. Askew with the ball on the right, back to Wintle who's one of those, over to the left hand side, Buchanan finds Lomas, really good challenge by Lamptey, long ball forward, it's poor and aimless though, thankfully the clearance falls for Bobby Carroll, he finds Bishop and now Neil in a holding role. Can we now spring a counter attack? Colclough, the man who came through the Crewe system, he gets forward and beats a man, but his shot is absolutely wayward. Went wider than the edge of the box, closer to the corner flag. But the first shot of the game, it's not a bad start. And now Bishop's got a corner on the left in swinger. Longman at the back post is fouled. Has to be a penalty kick. Now Walker missed one in recent game, so we're going to cross our fingers that he does it here. I'm not so confident when he steps up. Please just put it in the corner. Stephen Walker scores. Sends the keeper the wrong way. Fantastic penalty. Great great nerve to get his 10th for the season, especially after what happened last time. Really good confidence builder for him, and we lead 1-0 in this crucial League One game. Free kick on the right, we seem to have built confidence now. Bishop in a cold cloth, bobbles off McGahey onto the line. Walker slid in, but he couldn't get in on target. It goes into the side net in the highlight ends. Slicker will clear it forward for Crewe from the goal kick, though Coldclough's managed to win it back immediately. And again we're on the front foot. We look rampant since the goal. Here's McGahey to Lamptey. Back to McGahey. They're keeping it between the two of them, all the way back to Watson in the end. Good ball out to Brown, who can bring it forward. Then we're starting again at the back. Brown long ball forward. Carroll's in. Great run from the midfielder. Box to box, gets in behind. Awful effort straight at the keeper. Clear cut chance goes wasting. The second one's a good sliding tackle. And now Bishop will put in a corner. There's 4 or 5 in there. And we really need to double this lead while we're on top. Winter wins header down to McGahey. Hacked away by Kearney for a throw. We're on top, but we need that second goal. We've lost leads plenty of times this month or last 2. You saw in the first couple of games of this month, we gave away goals in the 90th minute. So we really need a 2 or 3 goal head start. And Bishop gets McGahey in from the free kick. Good header, but over the bar. Another chance for us to double that lead, but it's still not coming. And with half an hour gone, it remains 1-0. We've got another set piece with Bobby Carroll. Into Coldclough. He makes no mistake. Ryan Coldclough could have scored the goal that keeps us up. A second goal. We're dominant here. 3 clear-cut chances, 2 of them in. And we tend to the break, we lead 2-0. And we look like we're securing our place in League One. Apologies for the lack of voice. My throat's gone completely. But with 5 to go to half-time, we've got a corner to defend now. Just as we started to look comfortable and making a meal of it, Agumbi in Burgess down. Oh, he's unmarked. Get yourself close, will you? From set pieces, we have been woeful this month. Something we've been really strong at before. And I've got excited too early. Crewe are back in it. And we just cannot defend a lead to save our lives. We did it at home to Mansfield, who are worse than Crewe. They've been relegated already, I think. And we're just going to encourage the lads and try and get the same again. But we really need to take advantage and score 3 or 4. We just don't look solid enough at the back. We're almost certainly going to concede a second in this game. So it's all going to boil down to how many we score. And at the moment, Crewe are on top again. Lamptey with another good challenge. He's done that a few times today. Bishop switches it out to Coldclough. He's put so much on it, though. He's only been able to nod it down. And now Crewe managed to get back in on the left. Bishop with a challenge. Falls for Buchanan. Everything's falling for Crewe on the second balls now. Back to Heath, the goal scorer. He finds Cousins and now Wintle. And there's so much time. They're keeping it confidently. There's just not many pressure going on at all. Out to Buchanan. Delivers to the back post. There's almost an air of resignation about this. Askew on the right. 3 in the middle. Back to Heath. Now a Gumby. Out to Askew again. They're keeping it brilliantly. Into Lomas, who heads just over. And Crewe had so much time on the ball there. But thankfully we still survive at 2-1. We're back for a corner kick. Teddy Bishop's the man who's going to deliver. An outswinger to the back post, headed away by Askew. Look how much space they've got on the counter. Thankfully the highlight ends, so I presume it didn't lead to anything. But it's really poor the way we're dealing with set pieces. I've changed none of the tactics, none of the instructions. It just seems to be all over the place suddenly. And we're going to dip up to a balanced mentality now. You can see we're starting to get outrun on the shots. Bishop delivers a corner, 20 to go. Front post headed away. Buchanan gets there before Coldclough, and here come Crewe. It's Kirk, another player from that FIFA 19 save. Over on the right hand side, a left footer. Bishop does brilliantly there. Oh, I spoke too soon. Does a brilliant slide challenge and then tries to keep it in. He's trying to recover, to be fair to him, but he's not doing enough there. Why keep it in there? You just got rid of the pressure. And it falls for Cousins and now Askew. Out to Kirk on the left hand side. Crewe keeping the ball really easily here. Buchanan delivers. A Gumby heads. 2-2. We've thrown it away again. How many times in this month are we going to throw away big leads? 2 goals. It's not just the odd one. It's 2 goal leads. We're consistently conceding here. I've no idea why the performance turns. Just like that, a set piece we failed to mark, and then suddenly Crewe are on top all game. And here comes Walker on the left again. Good switch of play to Coldclough. Can we nick a winner? We deserve it over the course. Coldclough delivers, headed away by Askew. Falls for Brown on the left. Oh, it goes straight through the keeper. It's a 3-2 lead, and that wasn't deserved. An awful effort. It was straight at the keeper. It just went through him. His hands were up like this. The ball's almost gone between the two of them. And with 15 to go, we'll make some changes. Just try and shore up things for the end of this match. We've got a pretty good tactic. I don't know what else we can do. He's working very well in making us hard to beat, but defensively the last few, there's been so many lapses, and we just deserve to lose some of these games, to be honest. I'm going to make a change up front. Longman's been poor, so Olamola's going to come on. He's in pretty decent form. Walker on the left wing had a pretty poor game aside from scoring. Coldclough switches. Colin Lloyd, the youngster, on the right. Tom Neal's the other one we'd like to take off, but I don't want to do that just yet. So let's get back into it. We'll time waste near the end, but for now we just want to try and hold hold on. Here's Watson with a goal kick. A free kick, on the edge of his box. Long forward towards Colclough, but he's getting nowhere near that. And Jaden Brown mops it up at left back. But again, we're playing ourselves into trouble. We end up going backwards. Watson takes ages. I thought he just miskicked it for a minute there. Just clear it long. Out to the left-hand side eventually, but it falls straight for the Crewe right back. And Askew finds a Gumby again, the man who got that equaliser last time round. Here's a Gumby on the right wing. Delivers to the back stick. Cousins heads down. Hits the post. Burgess clears away. A lot of woodwork attempts in recent weeks as well. But with 5 to go, we're still in the lead as it stands. And we're just going to try and start time wasting now. Reduce that tempo very slightly. You all know the drill. Slow the pace down. Just take a bit of the time out the game. Try and reduce the tempo. Stop them getting momentum. And with a minute to go, we'll make our final changes. I think it's Bobby Carroll we're going to take off the youngster. Get on the experience of Adam King in the middle. Just try and get someone in there to shore it up. He knows the game really well. And with 2 minutes of stoppage time remaining, we'll go very defensive and just try and hang on. Fingers crossed, the full-time whistle goes. What a result that is for us. A pretty poor performance. We were bleak defensively. Really good going forward though. Had a great first half an hour. Managed to survive with 3-2 win. And we've got 53 points. We've beat the magic mark. We've made sure we've secured survival. And we're going to be a League One side next year. And it should mean we're in charge of Scunthorpe again. There we go then. Not only have we secured survival, we've wrapped up 18th place as well. Blackpool on 45, they're going to be going down. Them or Rotherham it is in 46. But neither of the others can go down. So Port Vale guaranteed 19th on 50. We're guaranteed 18th on 53. But we could finish 17th or even 16th on the last day. 1 point above our Accrington. That's going to be a close one for us. Exeter 3 points above but with a worse goal difference. And Southend 4 above our opponents on the final day. Hopefully they'll go on holiday. Just play the kids for that one, and we'll be able to do likewise from the bench, try and give a few of those youngsters debuts. Let's quickly see what the media said about the game. Confirmation we avoid relegation, a job well done. Surely our club culture's got to go up. It has, it's gone up to B, just what we wanted to do. A good job well done, perfect summary. Jaden Brown had a good game, that's been quite rare since he joined. We'll deal with the press conference off camera as well, and we'll be back in a moment to face Southend on the final day, and thankfully it can be a quite relaxing one. We're back for the final day of the League One season, and there's plenty of team news to go through before we get into it. Some debutants on the bench, some very new faces coming into the team. So the back five's completely unchanged, that's the most important thing to start with. Into midfield comes Andy Cook, who's obviously played a few games for us this year. He'll replace Bobby Carroll, the lone player, who'll be going back after this match. A really good young player, so let's get Andy Cook in. On the wings, we've brought in Chapman. He's a youngster, 2-star ability, 4-star potential. He's naturally a striker, but can play off the right as well. Electric quick, good finisher, good first touch, good technique, all the crucial bits we need. So he's in for Colclough, and then Flanagan in for Longman up front. We all know about him, 5-star potential, 2-star ability at the moment. Good young 18-year-old, captain under 19 level for Ireland. Cracking moustache as well, by the way. So let's go and get into the final day of the season. One more on the bench, debutant-wise. Ben Steele, 17-year-old attacking midfielder. Maybe had to come on a left for Walker. Maybe up front for one of the youngsters if they're not doing great. But a good young player nonetheless, and another one that will be making his pro debut today. So a pro debut for Chapman, good experience for 2 more of the youngsters and 1 more debutant off the bench. But let's get into the dead rubber to finish the season. A 4-4-2 for Southend. Ollie Lee in midfield, former Luton Town player. Humphreys up front, a good player, as is Hopper actually. I remember they caused us a bit of trouble the first time round, though we did manage to nick that victory in the end. Shaughnessy at right back, the skipper I recognise. Oxley the sub-keeper, down in the defender. Jake Scrimshaw there, we had him at Torquay I think last year, didn't we? I'm sure it was Torquay, was it? Maybe it was Hemel. I can't remember which club, let me know down in the comments. Harry Lennon as well, a few experienced pros, but let's just go and get into it. Enjoy the last day, enjoy seeing some of these youngsters in action for the first time, so let's just see if we can create some chances, hopefully get some goals to go with it. Well, half an hour gone, it's been a nothing game. We've gone up to a balanced mentality because we were getting overrun a bit early on. But half an hour gone, it's the first highlight. Flanagan, the youngster, in, cuts on his left, chance to shoot, puts it wide. Doesn't quite get enough whip on it, unfortunately. But a good promising sign for us after half an hour. The front three all linking up the youngsters. And we're staying and competing well against Southend. The back five have been solid. They were defending a corner now. I may have spoken too soon. Hopper down to Lockyer. Straight at Watson, who did really well to hold it in fairness. But 5 to the break, they've managed to get their first chance. Neil with a chance from a free kick though, in towards Chapman. Why did we see that? That's really strange. A long ball into the box, it just went straight through to the keeper. Ollie Lee picks it up in midfield, he goes all the way back to Bishop in goal, and for some reason we saw that highlight, but now we should be really picking it up. Over on the right hand side, Pervader Ocampo it is for Southend. Down the line to the overlapping O'Shaughnessy. Delivers into the back post, Shepherd heads down, again straight into the arms of Rory Watson. A good save from him, he's got a new lease of life since his contract. No more palming them into the net net for now, and his long kick finds Chapman the youngster too. Can he do something special on his debut? Out to the right hand side, beats one, beats two, brilliant play, back to Andy Cook who shoots. What a wonderful goal from two of our youngsters. Chapman beats two or three on the right with unbelievable play, a little nutmeg, a brilliant bit of class to cut back. So many would just cross it in and panic. It cut it back to Andy Cook 25 yards out, brilliant turn and shot on his left foot, and we lead 1-0 at half time from some magic from the two wonder kids, and Eddie Flanagan's yet to join the party of course, so this could be a really promising sign for us moving forward. But what a wonderful first half that's been. Only one shot on target, but you only need one when they're that good, and as we go into the second half we lead 1-0 and we'll be hoping we can beat this experienced Southend side. 25 to go, Glover with a throw on the right for Southend. We're just trying to hold on defensively, we're heading it around, it's a bit of tennis in the box there. Lee out to Glover, delivers back post, oh he's unmarked, Shepherd puts it in, really poor from Tariq Lamptey, and he makes some really good tackles. We saw it in the last game to be honest, but he's so suspect positionally, his marking's poor, his tackling's not great. The fact that he has to go to floor so often suggests he's not often near his man, but with 15 to go it's 1-1, let's make a change. Walker's been the worst of the front three, he's going to be replaced by Ben Steele. The youngster's going to get some football out there, likes to be an inverted winger, so who are we to argue? He'll come on and get his league professional debut. Chapman's nervous on the right, we might give him a rest now, although what's really the harm in taking him off? I'm just going to leave it for now, see if he can do the 90. Tom Neal's tired, he's going to be replaced by Kumbeni. He's only had one chance off the bench I think for us, so it's important as he sat here for half a year, been a really good servant, we've got to give him a game, no problems with us doing that at all. And then Lewis Buttroyd on at left back for Jaden Brown, a real club legend Buttroyd, he's been here for ages and he's done well for us since we've been at the club, and we'll reward him with a bit of fitness at the end. 10 minutes to go, it's still 1-1, not a bad result to finish the season. I mean Accrington are winning their game anyway, so it won't affect our league position regardless, but it would be nice if we can nick a winner, though it doesn't look like that's going to be coming. Southend coming forward though, they've got a chance to do it, a bit of an even game, they've not had much possession, but Scrimshaw on the left's got a chance to deliver, back to Ollie Lee 25 yards out, into Humphreys, he scores, must be offside. Finally the flag goes up, it was very late, Humphreys had 3 or 4 touches before that went up, Ollie Lee put it in, he would look miles off from the start, and thankfully that means we will survive at 1-1, and a good point to finish the season to be fair. 4 minutes of stoppage time gone, Southend continuing, why are we still playing referee? Shepherd delivers to the back post, Glover's there, we're going to concede are we? Glover's got the ball out wide, can we close it down? Out to the edge of the box, Lockyer down, blocked, back in again, Watson saves and it's in, half a minute past the allotted time, we've thrown it away on the final day, don't go into the summer with any confidence at all, but why on earth are we still playing is the only question. We lose it with a final kick of the game, Andy Cook's brilliant goal was for nothing, we'll say we're disappointed but we're not that devastated, but I'm a bit frustrated we were still playing. It makes no difference to our end of season position of course, we finish in 18th place, Blackpool relegated, they lost on the final day, let's see what the media said, disappointing claps, MK Dons win League 1 remarkably, Walsall and Bristol Rovers secure playoff places, we'll deal with a press conference off camera too, and I just want to check, it's a B- for our end of season performance as a manager, not idea why, we've got to fight bravely against relegation, not only did we do that, we stayed up by 8 points, we were up comfortably with a game to go, I really think this board's been a bit harsh on us here, but either way it's been a really good season for us, we've kept the goal difference pretty good which was key throughout, and it looks like we're going to be managing at the start of next season, as Scunthorpe should keep us after securing survival. It's going to be a very different looking squad though, let's finish with the end of season review, you can see half the squad still not got a contract, although one of the youngsters that made a debut today, Steve Chapman, is one of the ones who has 450 quid for next year, he's offered Terrell Thomas one for next season, no sign of one for Andy Cook or Ben Steele yet, that's a bit of a concern, all of the loanees going back as it stands, and a few others that are out of contract too, although a few of those, the likes of Bordeaux, Kelsey, McDonough and even Hamill, all backups or retiring players we should be able to get better replacements for, and it will take quite a big chunk off the wage bill actually, and we can fill the bench with those youngsters, just get 2 or 3 quality players in, so hopefully our director of football can do that, a big summer in plans for him. Let's quickly see what the players have been like this season, and then we'll be back for our transfer special in 2 days time. So we're starting average rating order, only 2 players above a 7, of course don't forget we weren't here all season, we will go and look at how Halifax finished as well, 7.17 for Teddy Bishop, brilliant performances from him, Longman the January signing, probably the saviour in all honesty, 5 games in a row he scored and it coincided with a brilliant run for us, and then another player in double figures, Terry Wilson, I'd love to be able to keep him, he was brilliant for us. McGahey did well, so did Burgess, a little bit weak at fullback it's got to be said, particularly right back, so hopefully Lamptey will be upgraded next year. Andy Cook the youngsters up there in terms of average rate, and he did really well when he came in actually, and of course that final day of the season helped out, a wonderful goal. In terms of goal scorers, Forest, Terry Wilson, Stephen Walker and Ryan Longman up there. McGahey next on 6 actually. And then in terms of assists, Teddy Bishop reaching 10. No one else above 5. The 2 wingers there. Lewis Butroyd, the left back as well. So a few good players spreading it out, but not a particularly good season for the club. So it looks like there's going to be a busy summer in progress for Alan Judge. We're just going to take a back seat and enjoy it. And we'll be back at the start of next season for a big transfer special. The start of a League One season with Scunthorpe. While I'm talking you through the outro, let's go to Halifax's page, see how they did. 19th in League 2, managed to survive. Adam El Abd in charge, he's a good manager. Got them out of trouble, he's a model professional, good licences too. So really good signing for them to get him. How far clear did they finish? 53 points, exactly the same as us. So a bit of a surprise, we both took over in similar positions. 8 or 9 points after 13 games it was. And we both got our sides up to 53, comfortably surviving. 2 good managers doing 2 good jobs if you ask me. But if you did enjoy this episode, please do put a thumbs up on the video. A massive thanks for all your help in seeing us secure survival. Let me know in the comments where you think Alan Judge needs to improve next summer, whether you think he'll sign all those youngsters down to deals. I'm really looking forward to seeing what regeneration we have. He was quite proactive in January, gave us some really good players, the likes of Longman in particular of course. So I'm interested to see if he does it again this summer, and hopefully we'll have some good news when we come back in August. He's got a slightly longer summer of course because there's no Winter World Cup to contend with either, so that gives him a little bit more time to do his work. Just over 3 months it'll be for him, and hopefully he'll be able to give us some gems, replace all the high quality loanies that are leaving, maybe even get a couple of them signed on for next season. We could be in for some pleasant surprises, but of course we know it could all come crashing down as well. We've seen it at Kettering once, we've seen it at Halifax once. It could be a very long summer for us, so fingers crossed that won't be the case. We'll have some good players on board, we'll be able to enjoy our transfer special next time out. That one of course will be back on Friday as normal at 4:30. In the meantime we'll have Dorking Wanderers tomorrow. We're in season 6 in that one, we're really in a bit of a scrap in League 1, so come and join me to see if we can survive in that one. But a massive thanks for watching this one and your continued support of the series as always. I really do appreciate it, and I hope to see you next time for our big transfer special as we adapt to our first full season with Scunthorpe in League 1.